What's going on, guys? Michael from GPURisers.com, and in today's video I'm going to go ahead and start the Octominer X12 build using our 3060 Ti LHRs. Now, if you look over here, we have our 12 GPU mining frame with the 3060 Ti LHRs right here, and we can only fit about 10 on here. Even with 10, it's a little bit close, but you know, it's fine because each one's only using about 120 watts. If I were to do 12, I would probably want to put it on a bigger frame like I have over here with the RTX 3070 Ti's. Now, these are drawing around 180 watts each, so this definitely needs the space to have the 12 cards. Now, you can see it up here with some of our triple slot cards. This frame does fit them very well. However, that said, if you guys have been following along, we did build our Octominer heat box right over here, and it's not perfect. And this, you know, vacuum that's kind of taking it out is not enough when I do put a third one in here. Now, this was very foreseeable. I just wanted to get this thing built, and I did realize that, you know, an 8-inch exhaust is not going to be enough for this, especially when I have the fans on a 3090 like this going full force. So it is doing a great job, though. The overall AC here in the bunker is being able to hold up a lot better now that these two rigs are, you know, enclosed and pushing all the heat right back here for the exhaust to pick up. But what we're gonna have to do in here is add another, you know, one or two of these. I may just get two 12s instead of an 8 and kind of have it go up into a HVAC heat box right on top and then have it just shoot out through this. So we have this going up and out to the back of the bunker, and in the back of the bunker we have a 12-inch exhaust fan that is ripping all of the air out. I'm confident that that's enough to be able to get all the air from here out, but then we have to take into consideration this is just ripping AC out of the building, so we have to put air back in from the AC. And we have extra air from the AC. The size of the AC unit is larger than what this requires. We took out some from other parts of this warehouse and put it in here, so we actually are able to exhaust some air out without having to put some in. However, adding more of these will probably start to make that you know, table kind of tilt. So we're gonna have to kind of play it by ear, you know, add one at a time and kind of test it and see how things are going with the AC. It's starting to get pretty hot here in Florida. But worst case, what we are going to do is be able to add some outside air in kind of until it equals out what this is kind of pulling out. But right down here, we are going to be adding another PDU, which will be connecting to this 30 amp outlet right there. And we really want to get this, you know, 3060 Ti LHR build going. I do not know how well these Strixes are going to work, and it, oh, dropped it there. I don't know how well these Strixes are going to work in a X12 case. They are very thick, and I actually have two of them. So down there on the rig, there is one on the right over there. All the other cards will be fine, but again, we do have the two Strixes. I will be putting one probably at the end of the server case, and then probably one near the hot point. I'm, again, not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with them, but I'm gonna, you know, hopefully, if not forcefully, put them in there. You know, these cards, again, are only pulling 120 watts, so, you know, having a beefy cooler like this, even if it's right up against another backplate with the Octominer fans, just, you know, probably at half speed, I'm hopeful. I'll do some testing on it, but it should all be fine. So that said, I am going to go ahead and plop one of these X12s right on the table, and we're gonna start loading it up with these two, and then we'll go ahead and get the other 10 on. So let me go ahead and get that down, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we have our 3060 Ti Strix and our Gigabyte Vision. These are the cards that we're not running, so we have them in there. The Strix does not have a whole lot of room on that back end right there, so I think it'll be fine, but I can always move it around if it's not. And of course, we do have our 3060 Ti Strix. I'm getting jumbled up on the words today, but we do have the other Strix in the rig over there that we do need to get transferred over here. I'm not sure if I should just have it next to the other Strix and kind of just keep going with it, or if I should put it right here. What I really should do is look at the dashboard and see what the coolest card is on that rig over there, and then put it in this slot, because this slot right here on the X12s is going to be the most warm slot. And that is just because of the lack of airflow. The fan right here ends, and it just does not get on the back plate of the card. And also the card back plate is pushed up against the power supplies, which do run warm also. So you definitely want the coldest card that you have to be in that slot, because that will be the hottest. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this powered down, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the cards put in here, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we have all of the cards in here, and they are super, super close. Now, actually, this bar right here on the Strix kind of pushes it a little bit. There's a little bit of room for, you know, air to pass through there. But as you guys can see, there is, you know, more airflow on these. Here's the Gigabyte, another Gigabyte, the Asus KOs, and the MSI Gaming, not Trio? No, because it's two fans. I think just Gaming X is what they called the two-fan model. Not entirely true, but those are the MSIs over there, and I want to kind of watch the heat on this card. I might have to just take that card out and only have 11 cards in here. It should be fine, but we'll see. I'm gonna do that in the second part of this video. I will do a follow-up on it, show you guys the, you know, the hash rates and everything like that. And of course the temperatures. I know everyone's gonna be kind of wondering what they are, because this is a tad tight here. That is why, if you guys are planning on doing Octominers in the X12, the X8 is fine. The spacing is more, you know, between the slots. But if you guys are doing the X12 right here, definitely plan to get cards like this one right here, or even the Vision. You know, thicker cards are just not going to be all that great on the X12. So I am going to be doing a 3060 Ti build again. I've been kind of flopping, you know, back and forth between the, you know, 3060 Ti's and the 6700 XTs. It kind of comes down to price. I do love Nvidia cards though, so I probably will stick with the, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but whatever I am going to do, I will be getting the 2-slot cards. And so we have the X12 over there that needs to be filled eventually, and then I think everything after that I will just be doing X8s. And I will probably be converting over some 3070 Ti's to X8. I don't know, I have no idea what I'm doing actually, because this box is probably going to get maxed out sometime soon. Now this exhaust that I have here, I don't really feel much heat. I don't think a whole lot of heat's escaping right now. I think it's just that the fans on the 3090 are just so strong. They're at 100%. So I think it's just bouncing it out. But it's going to come a time, and I think that time will be when I get this third one in, that it might be just a little bit too much just for this one, and I will have to add another one. And also, I do believe that I have too many watts running through this one. Not too many, 4,300, right around that, a little bit more. So I will be adding another PDU in here to get this 3060 Ti LHR Octominer up and going. I will put it on that rack right there, or that beam going across the rack. And for the rig that we just took off, this is our 12 card model. You guys only saw 10 cards on here. That was the most I was gonna fit on this. If you wanted to fit 12, I really would suggest going for, you know, something like our Omega frames. They will be for sale soon, I promise. These frames obviously fit 12 of any cards that you could possibly want, and it gives you the option for 10 fans on the back. I'm sure, I don't know if you guys can see it there, but we have 10 of them on there. So for this rig, what I am going to actually be converting this into is a new Nvidia holding rig. Now in the back of the bunker, we have an Nvidia holding rig that has a 3080 Ti, a 3080 LHR, a 3060, and I think I want to say 3070. But we actually have a 3070 LHR and a 3070 non-LHR Founders Edition that we got that is not up and running. And the motherboard that we're using is capable of 6 GPUs. So we have 4 on there. We'll be able to add 2. But we also have 2 more 1660 Supers that we got a really good deal on that we want to get up and going. So long story short, we will be converting the holding rig to this rig right here. It'll give us more room. We're not looking to do 12 cards or anything like that, but this will give us enough space to do it, and we don't necessarily need something such as the Omega, which will give you too much space for what we're planning to do. So that said, guys, let me go ahead and I'm going to boot this up, but I do need to get the other PDU installed, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. I got the second 30 amp PDU installed right down here. That is hooked up to our dedicated 30 amp breaker right there. So that is all good to go. Now I am going to go ahead, get the case on this and everything like that. I'm not going to be able to use the support bar here because these are all different, heights. I will actually put it in there just to keep it, but this the Strixes are going to be the highest cards in here, so we'll be resting on those. And of course, I will be using the included adapter that they provide with the X12s. Now, these are a 3-to-1 adapter. Now, this, I believe, is called a C20 or C19. I'm not 100% sure. But this cord, actually we'll say it right here. Yeah, C20 to C19. C19 and C20 are the same plugs. It is this plug, it's just either a male or female version of it. And with these cords, I always go with trip light. When you're pulling this many watts through a single cord, you definitely want a high quality cord. I've learned, through the years, the last thing you want to skimp on is power supplies, and the cord actually falls in the same category as that. I think these trip light power cords are probably about twice as expensive as some generic ones on Amazon, but this is definitely something to not skimp on, so I definitely highly recommend going with trip light when you're pulling this kind of wattage. And I will drop a link down below to this on Amazon. I bought 3 of these, and I could take it out of the bag here for you guys. And as you can see, it is the female to the male cord. This cord end right here, the male side, will plug in directly to this. I'll go ahead and do that now. And as you guys can see there, it fits nice and snug. I'm gonna go ahead and get all of these little twist ties here taken off. Gonna get the top on here, and we're gonna throw it into our heat box. So let me get to it and we'll be right back. All right guys, we have our 3060 Ti's in our X12 Octominer right here. I did go ahead and flash MinerStat OS on one of our SSDs. I'm gonna go ahead and hook this up now, and I got the Ethernet cord plugged in already, but I do need to get the power to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug all of that in right now. All right, so I have the cord back there. Let me go ahead and grab it. All right, I got that plugged in here, and this is not how the cables are gonna be managed. I did wanna point that out. Right now, that is actually gonna go on the top there. I think I said that in the other videos, and then we're going to actually be, all the wires are going to go out through the side here and then back under to the PDUs, and from the other side as well eventually. But for now, I am kind of just testing it. I'm trying to figure out the airflow thing, but I want to get these up and running until then. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in now, and then we will power this up. Now these do cycle on and off for a couple, I want to say a couple times. So I'm going to let this go for a little bit. It does take a little bit of time to, boot up the initial time, I think. But once it does that first initial boot, it seems pretty quick after that. So that said, guys, let's go see what we're pulling on this. 477 watts without it mining, but that is powering 12 cards on it and all the fans and everything like that. So that's not system idle by any means. But yeah, guys, it looks like it's actually up and going. I'm gonna go ahead and check the web GUI or GUI and see if this thing's showing up. I do need to apply all the overclocks and everything like that, so I am going to cut it off here, guys. I'll do a part 2 on this and kind of go over the pricing and everything like that for this, and the overclocks, the hash rates, and everything that I'm getting on this. But until then, guys, I hope everyone watching this has a great rest of their day, and we'll see you guys next time.